Hello, everyone. Welcome. Just some light housekeeping before we get going. Yes, the session will be recorded as per usual. If you have any questions, you can pop them in the chat. We'll keep an eye on that. But as always, there is that designated Q&A section on the right side of your panel on the page you're watching from. So please pop those questions in there and we can get them over to our host to get them answered and addressed during the session at the end of the presentation. Recordings of this session, as always, are available on our sales and strategy playlist on our YouTube channel. But again, as also per usual, I will send a follow-up to all attendees with the recording in a follow-up email. Awesome. So why we're here today. Your clients' customers have stopped scrolling Google and started asking ChatGPT and Gemini for recommendations instead. So right now, AI actually recommends only about 1.2% of local businesses, which means the reviews, social posts, listings, all the good work your clients are already doing and you're supporting them with are deciding whether AI ever mentions them at all. So today, to break down what's changing and what you can do about it, please welcome Tanmay Trivedi, Enterprise Account Manager here at Vendasta. Over to you, Tanmay.
All right. Hello, everyone. At you for the next hour or half an hour, I would say. I'm Tanmay Trivedi. I'm one of the enterprise account managers here at Vendasta. I've spent about 16 years in sales, the last 5 of them here working with partners like you every single day. Outside of my work, if I'm not working, you'll find me working out, taking long walks, and cooking. My specialty is Indian cooking. So if you like that, just drop that in the chat. And we love going camping. So if you guys have never been in Saskatchewan, we've got a lot of lakes and amazing campsites. And so any of these things align with you, happy to chat further. Find me on LinkedIn, reach out to me over my Vendasta email. Always happy to chat, something aside from work as well. So here's why I wanted to run this session, honestly. Almost every conversation I have with partners right now ends up at the same question. How do my clients get found when people are asking AI instead of Googling? And that's exactly what we're going to covering today. And my goal is that you leave from this session and you are able to explain this to your clients in plain language, because that's what the conversation is and that's what's going to be a door opener for you guys. So time for a quick question before I show you anything. I want to read on your word. Think about your average client. Are they weakest on reviews, socials, or listings? Just go with your gut. And yeah, so what do you guys think? Like, what's going on in your guys' world? What are you hearing from your customers right now? Okay, we're seeing some reviews, some listings, all of them. Oh, wow. And I'm going to give like a quick 2 seconds and then we're going to jump into it. This is really, really interesting. And what I want you guys to do is keep that answer in your mind, because we're going to spend some time on all 3 today. And then you'll see exactly why the weak one matters more and then how you can use it further within your conversations. So here's the big idea for today. The reviews, the social posts, and online listings your clients already have are now deciding whether AI ever mentions them at all. Not their ad budget, not their website, the everyday stuff. This is an educational primer. The same framing you can take directly to your local business clients. And then near the end, I'll show you what it means for your business as with this Vendasta partnership. Sounds good? Okay, let's start with what actually changed. Now I want you to think about how people found a plumber 2 years ago. They typed best plumber near me into Google, scanned 10 blue links, opened 3 or 4 tabs, compared reviews, and eventually made a decision. Now, it was a lot of work, and trust me, I've done that. But I still remember a very funny story back in 2024. My family was visiting in India, the toilet broke down. I had to reach out to a lot of people, get somebody like in an emergency to get that fixed. But at least everyone got a shot at being one of those tabs. And if somebody's living on the second page of Google, that's the best place to hide a dead body. Now, what's the new way? Someone types, "Who should I call for a leaky water heater tonight?" into ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whatever platform you're using. They get back 2 or 3 named businesses, one sentence on why each one, and then they call one. That's the whole new journey. Here's the shift in one sentence. Your customers stopped scrolling and started asking. And if the AI doesn't name your client, that customer never sees them. There's no page 2 to fall onto. That's the stakes for everything else I'm going to show you today. Quick question, second poll time. And this one's about you. Where are you in selling AI solutions today? Haven't started, exploring, selling to a few clients, or rolling out across your entire book? Let's see what people have to say about this. Also, if I'm looking at the other way, that's my another screen. So don't think that I'm ignoring everybody, but I'm just making sure that I can see what's going on in the chat and what are people talking about. Some people are piloting, actively selling and scaling. That's awesome. Haven't started. A few people. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting session for people who haven't started. It's great to see that most of people are piloting with a handful of clients, and that's super interesting. Okay, awesome. Now, wherever you landed, today should meet you right there. If you're early, you're getting the pitch you can borrow. If you're further along, the numbers later will help you scale it. Now, in case this sounds like a prediction about the future, it's actually not. It's already happening. And here's the data. 45% of consumers are now using AI tools to find local services. Almost 1 in 4 Americans say they actually prefer asking AI over Google for local discovery. But this is a number I want you to sit with. That is 1.2%. That's the share of local businesses ChatGPT actually recommends. So put those together, half of local search is moving to a channel where only about 1 in 100 businesses gets named. That's either a huge threat or a huge opening for your clients. And honestly, it depends entirely on what we cover next. So how does AI decide who makes that shortlist? This is the one concept everything else hangs on. AI doesn't do the guesswork on who's good. It doesn't form an opinion. It reads what the internet already says about a business. Reviews and third-party mentions, social activity, and how often do they post, online directory listings, the basic facts. And it turns all of that into a short story, a confident summary, which means the flip side is just as true. If those signals are sparse, stale, or contradicting each other, AI doesn't try harder to figure your client out. It just picks a competitor whose signals are not. Now, that's the risk of not doing anything. It's quiet and it's automatic. The good news is your clients are already focused on either of the 3 things that matter the most. Online reviews, what are their customers saying about them? How are they rating them? Their social media, what they say and how often they're keeping their audience engaged. Their online listings, how they show up across the web. and the factual stuff. I'm sure nobody of you would want to be driving around the city for 45 minutes to reach a business, especially a restaurant, when you're hungry. Nothing on this slide is a new activity. What's new is that these now feed a discovery engine no human ever looks at directly. Let's take them one at a time, starting with the strongest signal, that is online reviews. Now, I like to call reviews AI's Rotten Tomatoes. Nobody reads 40 reviews anymore. AI does that for them. It reads everything across Google, Facebook, Yelp, BBB, TripAdvisor, and it boils the consensus down to a sentence or two. Now, look at this. Customers consistently praise their punctual same-day service and clear upfront pricing. Even platforms like Amazon have started doing it. Like if you go to Amazon, you want to buy a product, every product now has a review summary. It always starts with like, here's the good stuff and what people would say, and then it's going to show you, however, here are the negative aspects. So it covers both positive and negative sentiment of a product and the purchase. Now, that summary was pieced together, the example that I'm showing you right now, from 87 reviews across 4 platforms. That's what the next customer sees, not the star rating, not the business's favorite testimonial, the story AI assembled from everything. And here's the part that clients miss: silence reads as absence. Not collecting new reviews, not responding to it. To AI, that looks like a business that's gone quiet or even doesn't exist online. You know what? That brings me to a quick question. What do you think? What's the biggest barrier to expanding these solutions across your book? I just want to get a quick pulse check. Is it fulfillment capacity, pricing confidence, client education, something else? Let's see what people have to say. Budget objections, of course. Some assistance with sales enablement, I'm seeing. Bandwidth, the capacity of managing expectations. Awesome. Yeah, that's what I expected. Budget would be one of the things that I would have voted as well if I was an agency. Trust me. Now, what I want you to do is like hold on to that, because later in the session, I'm going to show you something directly that directly takes on the fulfillment problems, the budgeting issues, and which is usually the big one. So, what exactly is AI reading in those reviews? There are 4 things: recency. A wall of 5-star reviews from 2022 looks like a business that stopped trying. Volume across platforms. AI cross references. So 200 reviews on Google and 0 on Facebook reads as a one channel business. Specificity. Now, this one's underrated. Great tells AI nothing. Fixed our furnaces on a Sunday becomes a reason to recommend you for emergency weekend work. And then lastly, responses. Replying to reviews shows a real business is paying attention, and an unanswered negative review becomes the loudest thing on the page. Notice the goal here isn't a perfect 5-star rating. It's a readable story that reframe alone takes so much pressure off the clients who are terrified of one bad review. Now let's jump on to the second signal, that's online listings. As I discussed, like before AI describes a business, it has to agree with itself about who that business even is. So it cross-checks the name, address, phone number, hours, and services across dozens of directories: Google, Facebook, Apple Maps, Bing, Yelp, all of these industry sites, looking for one consistent story. And here's the kicker. When the phone number is different in 3 places, AI doesn't pick one and hope. It just quietly stops recommending the business. No warning, no error message. And now let me show you what exactly that looks like. So this is one plumbing business. I don't know why I'm so stuck with plumbing businesses. Maybe from that one terrific story that I have for a broken toilet. But this one plumbing business seen across 5 places AI checks. Google says closes at 8, Facebook says 7, Yelp has a different phone number, Apple Maps still has the address from 2021, and the industry directory, it's like the business not even listed at all. Now, for any human looking at this, would just shrug and say, yeah, close enough, doesn't matter much. But AI can't do that. It can't tell which version is right. So it loses the confidence in the whole business. Now, the fix is so boring. It's data cleanup, but the payoff is real. This is the cheapest, fastest visibility win on the board. And most clients have no idea these inconsistencies exist. Talking about the third signal now, social media. Who doesn't love social media? I think my wife and I, we spend like sharing reels to each other so much. I think I must take out some time out of that. Now, talking about social, and I want you to reset expectations here because clients hear social media and think they need to go viral. They don't need to go viral. To AI, social is a proof of life. 3 things matters the most. Recency, an account that hasn't posted in 11 months might as well be a business that was closed. What's the cadence? Because the steady weekly posting says they're operating, staffed, accountable, while a burst of post followed by silence says quite the opposite. And then expertise. Posts about actual work, jobs completed, questions being answered, all of these things, it teaches AI what to recommend you for. So the bar is not be entertaining. The bar is be legibly active to anything that comes looking human or machine. That's a much easier sell. Now, here's why you can't cherry pick just one pillar. AI looks for corroboration across all 3. Great reviews, but no recent social. Could be a closed shop with leftover praise. Active social, but no listing. Could be a side hustle, but all 3 alive and consistent. That reads as a real business worth putting in front of a customer. These signals, they multiply, they just don't add. And here's what makes this urgent. Being AI invisible doesn't feel like anything. There's no alert. What the client notices is slightly fewer new customers. The phone ringing a little less, quotes flattening, a slow season that runs long. What's actually happening is their name isn't surfacing in AI answers. Competitors are getting named instead, and they never see a signal customer that they've lost a customer. And the gap widens every month they wait. So when you talk to the clients, that reframing, you will never see the customer you lost is what lands. Okay. Budgeting was one thing that came up. Now let's talk about what this means for you as a partner, because everything so far is a problem your clients need solved, and you're the one positioned to solve it. The reason your customers come to you because you are that industry expert that they trust, they rely on. And here's math. Now I'm going to talk about some of our AI premium SKUs and solutions that you might have heard already. It's a package solution all in one with our Reputation AI Premium, our local SEO Pro solution with our AI Search Specialist, and our newly launched Social AI Premium. $71 in AI Premium SKUs plus $87 for our AI Workforce Optimization. Now, once again, people often misrepresent or get confused on our Vendasta services offering the AI Workforce Optimization. That's your team. A lot of successful partners I talk to, they position and they leverage our team as their own team and then providing all of these solutions together. That's $158 a month wholesale. That's what our successful partners have been doing. They're packaging it as a managed service, as a solution, anywhere from $399 to $599 a month, depending on the market that you're working in. That's almost $240 to $440 per month in margin per account. That's roughly a 2.5 to almost 4 times of markup. And beyond the margin, 3 things I hear from partners running this: it cuts churn. The more of this a client relies on you for, the more reason they have to stay. It expands accounts. If they have if they're already plugged in, social is an easy ad that opens the door to more managed services. And that $29 optimization plan takes clients from a cap number of posts to unlimited output, which matters for the next slide. I'm going to show you that math. Because the question is so obvious, fine, but who's going to do all of that work? So let's run a real scenario. So this is an example from one of our existing enterprise customers. They manage almost 300 accounts with only 6 in-house managers, 50 accounts each. The old manual way, a manager gets maybe 2 posts per week out per account, batch by batch. It's a grind. They've got tasks scheduled for Mondays and Wednesdays, and then each social media manager would go in, create 1 post, send that out for approval. And now with Social AI Premium, that same manager reviews a monthly content calendar for each account. About 15 minutes per account to approve AI drafted content and images. So it's still a human, it's still a human job, but now you let a human orchestrate the AI. Now that works out to roughly 25 hours to run all 50 accounts calendars for the month, which frees up around 15 hours of their week. Same headcount, same payroll, dramatically more output, plus 15 hours a week. You can point at growth instead of fulfillment. These typical social media managers have now converted or upgraded their work into being a more strategic account manager. That's the answer to the barrier question from the poll earlier that we discussed. So you know what? Let me ask you this question. Moment of truth. Now that you've seen the margin math and the fulfillment math, how likely are you to introduce all of these premium solutions or the AI workforce to your clients in the next 30 days? Oh, wow. We've got a lot of people already planning it, more likelies. I'm loving it. This is great. So much confidence. I'm loving it. All right. So now that you've seen the margin math and the fulfillment math, if you are on the fence, the next slide is the easiest place to start. Now with clients or with your own agency as well. Let's make this concrete, because be consistent everywhere can feel overwhelming. It boils down to 3 basic habits, and the most of it takes just minutes. Every week, ask 2 or 3 happy customers for a review. Make sure to reply to every new review, even the 5 stars, and publish 1 social post about real work. Every month, check the listings on 5 major directories and fix the first inconsistency you find, plus post 1 longer piece on how to, an FAQ, a quick case study. Educate your customers. And with our solutions like Local SEO Pro and Listing Sync Pro, it just makes that automated. So you just need to make keep an eye on, like, if your platforms are connected, everything's going fine. And then every quarter, ask the AI search specialist for your category in your city. Note whether you're named and what it says, and then adjust based on what's missing. And there's so much exciting stuff that's happening with keyword recommendation, how to make sure that your blogs are more optimized. And that last one is my favorite. It turns how do we rank in AI from a mystery into a feedback loop you can actually run in. With all of those activities, one thing I really find interesting is you as a strategic account manager and an agency, now you can have more meaningful business reviews. Some of the things that we have been struggling in the past, that, okay, I've been doing so much for my customers, but then I send out executive reports, but we never take out that time to sit with all of those customers one-on-one and really talk about what's going on. Now you'll have more valuable information to talk about. And this is what an AI readable business looks like. Not louder, just consistent. So if you remember one thing from today, make it this: you don't need to chase AI. You need to be readable. The businesses AI recommends in a few years from now won't be the loudest or the cheapest. They'll be the ones whose reviews, social posts, and listings tell one consistent, current, specific story about who they are and what they do well. Your clients can't do this alone. Most don't even know what's happening. They're just busy running their business. So that's the opportunity. So let's talk about where you stand right now. I've got a quick question. And this one directly shapes what we build for you. Which enablement resource would you think would help you sell the most? Is that a one pager you need, a specific email or social template to promote yourself? An ROI margin calculator would be awesome as well, or any objection handling battle card. Let's see. Of course, a client facing one pager on AI search, that's awesome. By the way, I'm very happy to share. I've got an unbranded deck for the same thing that I'm presenting for you today as well. So we'll make sure to send that out to you guys, so you have access to that. So that's going to help you out with that one pager on that AI search. And we already have a lot of our enterprise customers using that and helping their sales team with the sales enablement. So that's going to make your guys' life easier. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much for answering all of that. And we read every one of these, and it decides what we make next. All right, time for some Q&A. Question.
QA, the session was great, so the quality assurance passed. But now, yes, we have some questions. Just give me one moment here. Go. Our first question from Jill: does AI search weigh various sources of information for a business differently, such as a business's website versus a listing on Yelp?
That's a great question, Jill. So as I mentioned, there are a lot of factors that matters the more for AI. It's not specifically one source or which if a website is heavier than an online listing. As I said once again in my deck, it's a corroboration and a mixture of their website, their online listings, their social. Depending on the industry and vertical that the business stands on, which specific listing score matters the most, AI considers all of that factor and the traffic as well. So I hope that answers the question, Jill. For a multi-location business, do you need to have social media for each location, or a shared account okay for multiple locations? Jason, what a great question. What we have seen so far for successful multi-location businesses, everybody having their own dedicated social media page that absolutely helps that specific location and feels more personalized for that territory as well. So I hope that helps, Jason. Awesome. Do traditional search algorithms for ranking get factored in by AI search? Now, that's a great question. I don't want to be speaking without any data, but Jill, I can promise I can get back to you with some data-backed information on this one, on how these rankings are being factored by the search algorithms. How can we measure and report to clients how our AI search efforts are working for them? Joseph, my friend, we start from our executive report. That's the core key proof of performance and ROI that you can use. You can set week over week, month over month, or you can set up custom date ranges to calculate the AI search performances. And additionally, as I mentioned, with our local SEO Pro solution, the AI search specialist comes in and makes it very interactive. So you can directly chat with the data that's available, whether it's a keyword or AI search. One of the custom capabilities that gets added to the local SEO AI search specialist is brand visibility report. So you can create that entire brand analysis. So are we to assume that for AI search, websites no longer matter? Oliver, not at all. Websites are the key places. That's like a home to further to further define what a business stands for. So whether it's any search engine, when they're scraping data online, they're absolutely gathering the information off of websites. So there's no way that websites are no longer going to matter.
Perfect. We've got two more questions here. First one from Josh.
Will your CPC go down on AI ads if your listing, reviews, website, and social are solid? Great question, Josh. Unfortunately, I'm not an ads expert and I don't have any data to back that up. But I promise I'll send you a personal note on this one from one of our specialists.
Thanks, Tanmay. Last question here from Jason again.
I've noticed press releases really move the needle on SEO and AI. Do you have any plans for a press release system, even an AI system that helps? Interesting. Yeah, Jason, that would be awesome. Like if we can start introducing some of those managed solutions with our Vendasta services team. One of the things adding two press releases, Reddit was also one of the common things that we got requested. I'll make sure, Jason, to pass this along to our Vendasta services team and see if this is something that we can come up with on top of our managed blog services as well.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to hop in on this one. A very similar question came up on Tuesday in our Jumpstart webinar when we were going through the AI blogger. The question was, can the AI blogger be used to create press releases and things of that nature? While the AI blogger was built to create blogs, this could be an opportunity to try out a custom agent if you have specifications or you understand the framework or required components of press releases to accomplish your desired outcomes. You could try creating a custom employee and configuring and prompting it in such a way that it could be a partner in helping you move the needle with some of these press releases or services, until which time we have a defined answer on whether that's something that'll be on Vendasta's roadmap.
Awesome.
That is it for our questions. By all means, though, if anyone has any, pop them in the chat quickly, or you're also welcome to respond to that follow-up email I'll send at the end of the day, and we can always make sure that we get them addressed.
Just want to take a quick gulp of coffee. Just trying to stay away from the mics. That's not good. Awesome session so far. All right. If that's
Oh, you're muted, Tanmay.
Oh, am I?
Mhm.
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Yeah, I was trying to. I was just saying that I was trying to take a gulp of my coffee and didn't want to like make a big slur on the mic for you guys. Awesome. This has been a great session, and appreciate everybody taking out this time. And before we wrap this up, I do want to learn like what's your guys' preference on learning more about these Vendasta solutions, like webinars like these, on-demand video library, step-by-step playbooks. Wouldn't that be awesome? One-on-one time with my CSM, of course. Like, who doesn't want to meet our lovely Vendastian colleagues in here? And in-platform walkthroughs, we always love to do that with all of our partners. I do see a question quickly from
Yeah,
Carolyn.
by all means. Yeah, this last poll was sort of more selfishly for our group so that we can ensure that one, we're putting out the right mechanisms for you to consume and learn, but also if we should keep doing this type of webinar, or if we should maybe look at devoting resources to something that might be a little bit more beneficial. So you could probably expect a little bit more data seeking from us on this front, but appreciate the initial responses on this poll.
Awesome. What's up next? We're not done with exciting. So we're going to talk about next Tuesday, August 18th, our CSM team will be hosting a session on what are and how to build and deploy the AI workforce packages. So leading on top of what we have discussed, this is going to be a super, super helpful session. Make sure to block your calendars. And next up in our sales and strategy series on Thursday, August 28th, everyone's favorite host, our lovely Jeff Leibel, head of expansion sales at Vendasta, is back. So Jeff will be taking us all through how to demo, pitch, and sell the value of business app end to end as an agency. He does a phenomenal job. I'm sure I gotta learn more things from Jeff on that one. But once again, that's everything from me. Thank you for spending this time. I know how busy running an agency is, and the replay hits your inbox in the next day or two. If today sparked anything, reach out to me. I'm Tanmay Trivedi, or grab me on LinkedIn and go get your clients found. See you guys next time. Thanks, everybody.